mound. So I love that personality. I love the fight, especially in those big moments. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not showing up a hitter at all. He's celebrating a strikeout, celebrating those moments. And I love that passion, that fire. And I love the command he has of a variety of pitches, the way he shapes different breaking balls. He'll cut that fastball, he'll also run it, throw that fastball at 100 miles an hour. He'll throw the split as well. To have that delivery be so precise and have those pitches be so precise, it just shows how hard he works on that craft. So, yes, I love the emotion. I love the fire. He cares so much when he's on that mound.
I think, he cares there. He cares everywhere. He cares when he's at the plate. We may not see the emotion, at the plate because, you maybe see, 4 or 5 pitches, at bat's over, then you're back. And then usually a lot of times you show your emotions mostly when you're, in the, hiding outside in the dugout somewhere, whether it's on fire or maybe when you're really excited or feeling pretty good. So you kind of do that. But on the mound, obviously, as it's happening, as it's going on, you're throwing multiple pitches out there. Things are happening, you're focused. So it is a totally different environment, whether you're hitting and compared to being on the mound. And we're seeing it. I mean, like I said, the desire to win, there's no mistake. Whether he's hitting or whether he's on the mound, we've seen it.
The compete is off the charts, and his will and his desire to dominate is what drives that man each and every night. And since May 12th, Shohei Ohtani's bat has certainly heated up. So have the Dodgers, the big show, hitting .420, the OPS over 1250, 13 extra base hits, 4 home runs. He's knocked in 17 runs. He's scored 15 times. And the Dodgers, during this great Shohei run, they have gone 15-5. And it wasn't that long ago, there was some talk about Shohei not hitting on the days that he pitches, but he has quieted those discussions, Nomar, with his bat as it has heated up. And in his last 2 pitching starts, he's also led off both games with home runs.
Yeah, but I also think Dave Roberts is he kind of watches him, and he sees things more than we possibly see, stuff behind the scenes. And I think, he saw him also pressing, because we just mentioned how much he cares. He was pressing at the plate early on with this struggle. We saw some emotion, too, on the offensive side that we hadn't really seen, too, in the years past as well. So it was there, the frustration. So Dave Roberts recognized that. So listen, when let's not have him focus on hitting, maybe give him a mental break from that and just focus on pitching on those days. He's recognizing that. I think he's also saying, okay, he's feeling pretty good. He's kind of locked in where he is. Let's ride that away. But I think he's also watching to see also fatigue, how he's responding body-wise, physically, emotionally, and mentally. All of that. That's what makes Dave Roberts so great, is because he has a handle of that. He's aware of that. And I think that is also influencing some of his decision when it comes whether to decide whether Shohei is going to both hit and pitch on those days or whether just pitch only.
We all know Shohei's a superstar, obviously. But another thing that gets overlooked sometimes is he's coachable. He's extremely coachable and extremely humble. He could have fought manager Dave Roberts. No, I need to be out there with my team. I need to be hitting when I'm pitching. He didn't. He trusts his manager, like Nomar stated. Dave Roberts had eyes on him and understanding, he's going through some struggles right now. Let's press the reset button a little bit as a hitter while you're pitching. That way, when you get things ironed out, then we can go back to that. So it's just so important, yes, to have superstar players, but having these superstar players be coachable. Another thing, all those other players in that locker room see Shohei listening to manager Dave Roberts. If he can listen to Dave Roberts and abide by what he says, you better get on board. So Dave Roberts does a tremendous job being that leader and that calming force in that clubhouse.
Yeah, it's one of those things that gets overlooked, I think, by a lot of people, how great Dave Roberts is at his job. And Shohei Ohtani has hit 10 home runs on the season to go along with that 5-2 pitching record and the absurd 0.82 ERA. He is the best show in all of baseball, and he's in town tonight in Arizona. Kirsten Watson is on the road with the Dodgers. Right now, she joins us live with more. Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, Donald. For Shohei Ohtani, Dave Roberts has talked about how different it's been managing him this year, as he has been fully good to go as his two-way self. Of course, last year we saw him intentionally build up with each outing, coming off of having surgery on his elbow and rehabbing. So we saw him building up last year, but this year he compared it to a sports car. Here's what he had to say.
Shohei is like, as we know, he's like an exotic car. He's finely tuned, and then so when it's out of whack a little bit, it sort of just doesn't work right. And so that's the thing, is that he's very in tune with his body, with fatigue, with being sick, with travel, whatever it might be. There's things that get you out of whack. That sort of led to, I think, some of the offensive struggles as well. But again, now I feel like he's in as good a spot as he's been in all year today.
Is there anything other than, the conversations you have about how he's feeling that kind of lets you know this might be a good time to start something?
Yeah, I think there's some of that. But also I feel that him knowing he's down tomorrow, I think that's mentally freeing for him going into tonight. And so there is some value in knowing that he can empty the tank and know that he doesn't have to go to it tomorrow as well. So, and I don't know how tonight's going to play out though.
Himself. What do I mean by that? You'll see in a second. His career pitching stats against the Diamondbacks. A bit of a rival, right? You're the Diamondbacks. You're nauseous to know you have to face him. 1.64 ERA in 2 starts. You'll watch Shohei pitch against the Diamondbacks coming up later tonight on MLB Network's or MLB Network Showcase. He is an 18-game on-base streak. So bring you back live inside Studio 42 on the National Pregame Show. 18-game on-base streak. He's hitting .420. Now, may I remind you, he's made 3 starts where he's given up only 1 earned run combined. And I'm thinking to myself, is this the greatest? Tonight will be his 19th game, right, to try to extend that on-base streak. Could this be the greatest 19-game stretch of all time? There's only one other human being that can rival that. That's himself. In 2022, in 19 games, Shohei had an OPS at almost 1,800, okay, 1180, right? He had 7 home runs. He had over 340. He gave up 1 earned run. His ERA in 4 starts, he was 4-0 during that 19-game stretch, was 0.34. Shohei Ohtani could end up tonight giving us the greatest 19-game stretch in the history of baseball. And I know we've seen sluggers hit 14 home runs in 19 games. I know we've seen crazy things. But to have a sub-1 ERA on the mound and have an OPS well over 1,100 with more than 3 home runs potentially if he goes deep tonight, hitting over 400, is wilder than any other human can do. So right now, Shohei is so great. Shohei is so great. He's only competing against himself.
Seems like that's always the case. But remember how this started, though, this stretch he's in. Start off with him scuffling at the plate, lunging all over the place, throwing the ball great on the mound and saying he's not going to hit. He also got hit in the back. And he had that little bit of an injury that I think led to the little skid that he had.
He didn't miss any time.
No, but he played through it, but he was not the same. I think the Dodgers, above all this stuff, manage him so well. Dave Roberts is the perfect manager for this guy. And I go back to Joe Madden. We got to thank Joe Madden for even coming up with the fact we're going to let him pitch and hit, because that was not the case. But I think the Dodgers as a collective, not just Dave Roberts, I know Andrew Friedman and everybody else, Stan Kasten, they all have their input on Shohei. Even Shohei has input on Shohei.
I think that's the only person.
But they've managed this beautifully of how you handle a superstar player.
I still can't wrap my arms around how he does what he does on both ends, on the mound and in the batter's box, because being a former pitcher, I know what it takes. It is a full-time gig trying to figure out release points and pressure and mechanics and from start to start. I don't know how physically he does it. He truly is a player we have never seen in this sport ever.
We've never seen a player go 50-50, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. He's the only player to do that. We've never seen a pitcher pitch an entire season with a sub-1 ERA. Bob Gibson at the lowest of 1.12, okay? They lowered the mound because of it. Could you fathom that the only human to have a sub-1 ERA at the end of a regular season is the same human that has 50 homers and 50 stolen bases? If that were to happen, forget retiring his uniform in every stadium. Every stadium, we need a statue of Shohei in the outfield. All 30 of them.
I would say he's playing in a wiffle ball league, if that's a fact. I mean, if you were to tell people what is going on right now, that just woke up out of some coma